All right. Hi, everyone. We're going to get started in just a little bit. And we'll be in a comfortable seated position. Hopefully, everybody is enjoying the sunshine. You're here. And yeah, we'll get started. We have a lot to do for class today. Just a quick reminder to always, if you want to start your music, you can start it now. It's always nice to listen to my voice and music and not just silence. So you can get that queued up. We'll meet on the mat and we'll get started. So again, just join me in a comfortable seated position. I always like to have a block or pillow close by just to be able to relax my knees down. I know for some of us who have some pretty tight hips, that can be really helpful. So again, I'll join you on the mat and we'll get started. So come on into a comfortable seat. And although we're just gonna start with a little breath work, and there's not too much else that you need to be worried about or be thinking about, try to always have an intentional posture. So we want to keep a nice long spine. We want to think about reaching long through the crown of the head. Imagine, even if, the knees aren't actually dropping and nothing's kind of moving with our hips and our knees, just imagine that there are heavy weights on your knees and even heavy weights just grounding your sit bones and your hips down to your block or your pillow or to the mat. And while we're here, and really anytime in our yoga practice, it's important to think about how can we soften in? How can we keep that nice, even pace of our breath while also being intentional and holding ourselves up and really engaging and using our core and the rest of our body. So it's a little bit of a thin line that we tread here to try to find that balance. So again, we're in our seat. Our spine is nice and long. Imagine and feel that space in between your ears and your shoulders. It's helpful to just roll the shoulders up and then roll them down your spine, bringing your hands to the top of your legs or even resting inside in your lap, wherever it feels comfortable. Again, just finding that length. I always encourage you to close down your eyes if that feels good for you, or just to find a nice soft gaze on the ground or the ceiling or the wall. So take a few deep breaths here, filling all the way up, all the way down from your belly, expanding your ribs and your heart and chest. And then open mouth, exhale. Just let everything go. Good, let's take two more. Full deep inhale, find that length. Exhale all the air out, ground down. Good, one more. Deep, full inhale. Deep, full exhale. Good, we're gonna get started right away with some movement here. Just feeling some gentle neck stretches. So again, you can keep your eyes closed. You can gently open them. But just to start some movement here, take your right fingertips down to the ground. If it feels more comfortable to rest it on your leg, that's okay too. But really try to extend the right arm long. Inhale, lift your left arm up and then take the palm of your left hand to your right ear. Full deep inhale. And then exhale, take your left ear to your left shoulder. Keep reaching long with your right arm. And again, you don't want to yank your head over to the side and down, but just enough where you're feeling a really deep stretch on the right side of your neck. Keep encouraging the right shoulder down. Breathe here if it starts to feel a little uncomfortable. Many of us still working from home, even when, we're relaxing, oftentimes we're sort of crunched over and we're curling in instead of opening up wide, getting space and really stretching the neck. Take one more breath here. Full deep breath in and a deep breath out. Good. A micro adjustment here. Release your head and then shift the left palm of your hand to the back of your head. And then start to tuck your chin down and press your head down. So it's a little bit different stretch here. You might start to feel it more in the back of your neck instead of the side or the front. So again, tucking your chin, pressing your head down gently. A few more breaths here. Good. Release slowly, and this time take your left fingertips down. Extend the left arm long. Inhale, right arm up, and then your right palm comes to your left ear. And then start to gently press your head down so that your right ear is towards your right shoulder. Keep reaching long with the left arm. Again, finding that space, encouraging the left shoulder down, especially when it starts to feel a little uncomfortable or sticky. Take a full deep breath in. Soften in, let something go on your exhale. Good, one more time here. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Awesome. Slight adjustment here. Release your head and take your right palm and now press the back of your head. Tuck your chin down. So we're still feeling a stretch in the left side of the neck, but this time it's a little bit more towards the back of your neck. Sometimes I even will feel this in between my shoulder blades. So keep breathing here. Full deep breath in. Softening in on the exhale. Last one here in this stretch. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Release. Come all the way back in towards center. If you need to kind of nod side to side or roll your neck out one way and then the other, just be gentle here. Even things out. And then let's meet in a tabletop position. So remove your blocker pillow if you have one. And then come onto your hands and knees. Make sure that your hips are over your knees. Shoulders are over wrists. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Engage your elbows. And before we move here, I like to just mention whenever we find ourselves in a tabletop position or even downward facing dog or plank, think about scooping your belly up and in and having a slight rounding in your back so that we're engaging our core. So remember here, we want to soften in. We want to feel that calm, slow, even breath, but we're still engaging our muscles instead of sinking into our joints. So we really want to hold ourselves up. So again, before we move, just take a deep breath in here. Deep breath out. Find that core engagement. And then inhale, drop the belly low. Bring the heart and chest forward. Gaze pulls up. Shoulders pull back nice and wide with our sit bones. And then exhale, tuck chin and pelvis. Round in between your shoulder blades. Press your back up towards the ceiling. Scoop your belly up and in. Nice. Inhale, belly down. Gaze forward, opening up the chest. And then exhale, tuck chin and pelvis. Really round your back up towards the ceiling. 3 more, pace of your own breath. So moving with your inhale, moving with your exhale. Last 2, full breath in, full breath out. Good, 1 more. We'll meet in that neutral spine here in that tabletop position. Tuck your toes behind you, and we're gonna take a little bit of a toe stretch. So stretching into our feet, into the arches of our feet, into our toes can be pretty intense, especially if we're not really used to moving our ankles around and stretching into our feet and our toes. So with our toes tucked behind us, start to move your hips and shift them back so that they're coming to meet your heels. This may be enough for you. And you might have to reach back with one of your hands to just make sure that pinky toes get tucked all the way under. If you want to try going a little bit further, start to crawl your hands back towards your knees. You can always keep this connection with the ground as you sit back. You may even want to walk your knees forward just a little bit. If you're still feeling really good, then maybe take your hands to your knees, to the top of your thighs, or even all the way back to your hips. So sitting all the way back can be a lot. Keep breathing. It is going to feel a little bit uncomfortable. This pose and this stretch in the feet is certainly not relaxing, I would say, for anybody, but it's so important to get into that fascia, the little bits of ligaments and bone in our foot that we aren't usually paying attention to. So we'll be here for 1 or 2 more breaths. You can always put your hands back down on the ground. Take a big, deep breath in. Big, deep breath out. Let's take one more full breath in. Good. On your exhale, come all the way back into your tabletop. Slowly untuck your toes and then just pat them on the ground a little bit just to release any tension that's there. Awesome. Take a full deep breath in. Take any last bits of organic movement that you need. Retuck your toes. Press evenly into both hands. Inhale, lift and hover your knees. And then exhale, hips are high, legs are straight and strong. Downward facing dog. So actively press the mat away. Our hips are nice and high. Bend one knee at a time. You may want to shift just movement from one hip to the other. So again, just pedaling out your feet. Hips are high, legs strong, heels down. Actively press the mat away. Take a full breath in and a deep breath out. Good. Take one more here, finding strength. Let all the air out. And then adding some movement. Inhale, look forward towards the top of your mat and towards your fingertips. Exhale, walk your feet to the top of your mat to meet your hands for a forward fold. I like to take a wide stance. You can have your big toes to touch wherever feels good for you. Shift the weight forward into your toes. Nice strong legs. Engage your knees. They could be bent a ton or just a little bit. Drape your upper body over your legs. And then tuck your chin. Let the crown of the head fall all the way down. Nice long arms that reach down to the ground. It's really all about lengthening the spine, softening in. Take a big breath in, big breath out. Next move here, take your hands to your shins or knees. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Press your chest down. Pull your shoulders back, engage your core. Deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slow rise all the way up. Mountain pose. Arms get nice and big. And then take your right hand over your left wrist. Inhale, reach up nice and long. And then exhale, just a gentle side bend over to your right. So instead of crunching all the way down, think about lifting up and over, keeping your arms nice, straight, and strong. And then inhale, come back towards center. Take your left hand over your right wrist. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, up and over to your left. So So again, instead of thinking about how far can I crunch down, think about engaging your core, getting nice and tall, find that length, and then reach up and over. Good, inhale, come back through center, release your grip. Exhale, cactus the arms, so bend your elbows, pinch your shoulder blades together, lift your heart and chest up towards the ceiling, gaze up. Good, inhale, reach back up. And then exhale, forward fold. Dive all the way back down and then pause here just for a moment. Find a connection with your hands down to the ground. Keep your right foot where it is and step your left leg back. So now you're in a low lunge. Make sure that your right knee is stacked over your right ankle. And then seal the left heel down. So keep squaring your hips forward. Your right toes are towards 12 o'clock. Left toes are maybe out towards 9 or 10. And then inhale, slow rise all the way up. So both arms come up. Keep bending into the right knee. This is our warrior one position. Keep squaring the hips off. Engage the core. Release any tension in your face and your shoulders. Nice strong legs. Full deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Good. Just for some added challenge with your balance, press your palms together. Inhale, start to gaze up at your fingers. So gazing all the way up to the ceiling, maybe even having a little bit of a mini back bend. Take a really deep breath in. And then exhale, take your hands all the way back down to the ground. Lift your left heel up so you're back in that low lunge. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step your left foot to meet your right at the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold all the way down. Coming into the other side, inhale. Lift all the way up, mountain pose, arms reach up. Right hand over left wrist. Inhale, find that length. Exhale, gentle bend up and over to the right. Inhale, center. Switch your grip. Exhale, up and over to the left. Inhale, back to center. Release your grip. And exhale, cactus the arms, baby back bend, look up. And then inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive on down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Find a connection with your hands again. This time, keep your left foot where it is and step the right leg back. So make sure that your left knee is stacked over the left ankle, and then seal the right heel down. So our hips are still trying to square forward. We're on 2 balance beams. Our left toes are pointed towards 12. Right toes are pointed towards 2 or 3 o'clock. Using your core, inhale, lift all the way up into your warrior one. Sit the hips down, bend into the left knee. Square the hips forward. Release any tension in the face or the shoulders. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. For that added challenge, press your palms together. Inhale, start to look up towards the ceiling. Maybe even taking a mini back bend, reaching back just slightly. Big breath in. And then exhale, bring your hands all the way back down to the ground. Lift up your right heel. Full breath in, look forward. Exhale, step your right foot up to meet your left. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands. Step both feet back, high push-up plank position. Pause here for a moment. Round in between your shoulder blades. Big deep breath in. And then exhale, slow lower all the way down to your belly. Untuck your toes. Keep your hands where they are underneath your armpits, tucked really tight to your body. Start to pull your shoulders away from your ears. Tuck your elbows in. Pressing into your hips and the tops of your feet. Inhale. Lift your heart and chest up off of the mat. Gaze up just slightly, baby cobra, and then exhale, release. Retuck the toes. Inhale through tabletop or high push-up plank position. Exhale, downward facing dog. Your chest presses back towards the top of your legs. Heels reach down. Big breath in. Big breath out. Good. We're going to take all of this one more time. One breath, one movement. Someone ready? Inhale, look forward towards the top of the mat. And then exhale, take your feet forward and come all the way into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slow rise all the way up, mountain pose. Right hand over left wrist. And then exhale, side bend over to the right. Inhale, come back through center. Switch out the grip. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Release the grip. Exhale, cactus the arms. Baby back bend. Inhale, reach up, mountain pose. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Find the connection with your hands. Step the left leg back and seal the left heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Lift both arms up. Press your palms together. Gaze up towards the ceiling. Big breath in. And then exhale, both hands down. Come into your low lunge. Breath in, look forward. Exhale, step left foot to meet your right, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Last time we're here, reach up nice and big. Right hand over left wrist. And exhale, up and over to the right. Inhale. Exhale, switch up and over to the left. Inhale, back towards center. Exhale, cactus the arms. Really squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lift your heart and chest up as much as you can. And then inhale, reach up, mountain pose. Exhale, dive on down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Find the connection with your hands. This time, step the right leg back. Seal the right heel down. Steady base with your legs. Inhale, reach both arms up, warrior one. Press your palms together. Inhale, look all the way up. Little mini back bend. And then exhale, both hands come down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step your right foot to meet your left at the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold all the way down. Plant your hands. Step your feet back to a high push-up plank position. Pause here. Find that strength. Round your back. Hug your core in. Full breath in. Exhale, slow lower all the way down to your belly. Untuck your toes. Keep your hands where they are. Press into the tops of your feet and your hip bones. Inhale, start to peel your heart and chest up off of the mat, baby cobra. And then exhale, release. Come on back down. Retuck your toes. Inhale to tabletop or high push-up plank position. Exhale, make your way back, downward facing dog. Big breath in. And a full breath out. We'll take one more to sync everything up. Full breath in. Full breath out. Good. Cue changes here. We're going to add to our flow, make some changes here. So inhale, look forward towards your fingertips. Exhale, walk your feet to the top of your mat. We've been here before. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Come all the way up. Lift both arms up. And then exhale, take your hands down to your hips. So we're gonna be coming into a few balancing poses here before we come nice and wide into our base. So take your feet to hips distance width apart and start to imagine putting all of the weight into your left leg. So spread your left toes nice and wide. Inhale, lift your right leg up. So bend your right knee and bring it in line with your right hip. And you can keep your hands here on your hips to make sure they're nice and even. Flex into your right foot. You might just want to stay here. Take a deep breath in. If you'd like an added challenge, exhale, kick and straighten the right leg out. Think about pressing the right heel forward and really lifting with your core. Let your core try to help. If you start to feel your quad burn or your hip flexor burn, sometimes it's these larger muscles and joints trying to do the work. So keep lifting, full breath in. Good, and then exhale, bend up the right knee and start to kick your right leg back. Coming into our warrior three. Start to dip your shoulders and your chest forward, leg in line with your shoulder. Keep flexing both of your feet. Take your arms out wide beside you, palms facing down. Keep breathing here, don't hold your breath. Maybe you want to take your hands to heart center. If you want an added challenge, reach both arms out in front of you. Really engage your core. Pull the right hip down just a little bit. Full breath in. Good. Exhale, touch the right toes down. Lift both arms up and come right into your crescent lunge. So keep bending into the left knee. Right leg is nice and strong. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good. Fill all the way up. Exhale, warrior two. Seal the right heel down. Open up your hips to the right and take both arms out nice and wide in your warrior two stance. So this time you're on one balance beam. Nice and big. Full breath in. Full breath out. Good, fill all the way up. And then exhale, windmill both hands back down to the ground. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step your right foot to meet your left, top of the mat, forward fold. We're gonna come into chair pose here. So on your inhale, bend your knees towards 90 degrees. Lift your heart and chest up. Reach both arms up to the sky. So there's no need to try to get super low to bring your chest forward. Think about sitting down, but also as if you could be pressing your back up against a wall. So keep reaching your arms nice and high. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, stand all the way up. Arms come down to the side. Sway side to side, wiggle it out if you need to. It's a lot in the legs today. So take the time that you need, and then we're gonna come right into the left side. So when you're ready, take your hands to your hips. Again, this time imagine the weight coming into your right leg. Spread your right toes really wide, keeping your hips nice and level. Inhale, bend your left knee. Bring it in line with your left hip. Flex your left toes. Take a big breath in and a breath out. You can stay here, or if you want to up level, take a full breath in. And then exhale, extend your left leg out in front of you. So really actively press your heel forward. This could feel a little bit different on this side. This one's much more challenging for me to keep the leg lifted. Keep using your breath. Use those core muscles, not just your quad or your hip flexor. Take a full breath in. Good, and then exhale, bend up the left knee and start to kick the left leg back behind you. So keeping it lifted, flex the left toes, start to press the left hip down to square off your hips. You can always take your arms back by your sides, palms down in an airplane shape. Keep your breath moving here. Maybe take your hands to heart center. If you want to up level, reach both arms out in front of you. Full breath in and out. Take one more breath in. And then exhale, set your left toes down, arms reach up to the ceiling, crescent lunge. Keep bending into the right knee. Good, big breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, fill all the way up. And then exhale, warrior two. Spin the left heel down. Open up your hips to the left. You're on that nice long balance beam. Arms out wide. Full breath in. And a full breath out. Good. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, windmill, both hands down. Come into your low lunge. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step your left foot to meet your right. Come into a forward fold. Coming right into chair pose. Inhale, bend the knees towards 90 degrees. Sit down low. Press your back up against that imaginary wall. And reach both arms up. Spin your pinkies in towards one another. Soften in the shoulders and your face. Big breath in. And out. Good. Inhale, stand all the way up. And then exhale, dive all the way down to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, and step back into your high push-up plank position. We're gonna meet in downward facing dog, but I'll cue your vinyasa flow. So whatever you're comfortable with, take a full breath in. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Untuck the toes. Inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, release all the way down. Retuck the toes. And we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Good. Take a full breath in here. And a full breath out. Good. We'll take one more breath in. One more deep breath out. We're going to take that one more time. One breath, one movement on both sides. So when ready, inhale, look forward. Exhale, step both of your feet up by your hands. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Good, and then exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, stand all the way up. Arms reach up. Exhale, hands come down to your hips. Put the weight into your left leg. Inhale, bend up the right knee. Exhale, kick and straighten that right leg just for one inhale. And then exhale, bend up the right knee. Kick it all the way back, coming into our warrior three. Reach the arms out long by your sides. You can take your hands to heart center or maybe reaching out in front of you. Big breath in. And then exhale, right toes touch down, crescent lunge. Lift all the way up. Full breath in. And on your exhale, seal the right heel down. Open up, arms come down to a T, warrior two. Deep breath in. And then exhale, windmill your hands back down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step right foot to meet left, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, sit down. Arms reach up. Full breath in. Stay here for your exhale, sit a little bit deeper. Good, and then inhale, stand all the way up. And we'll start last time on the left side. Hands come down to your hips. Start to put the weight into your right leg. Inhale, bend up the left knee, full breath in. Exhale, really forcefully kick out that left leg nice and straight. Deep breath in. And then exhale, bend up the left knee and kick it all the way back. So take it nice and slow. Find a point a reference point for your gaze. Take your arms to your side. Maybe take them to your heart center or out in front of you. Full breath in. And then exhale, set left toes down. Reach both arms back up. Deep breath in. And then exhale, warrior two. Seal the left heel down. Arms come out to a T. Keep bending into the right knee. Deep breath in. And then exhale, both hands come down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step left foot to meet your right, forward fold. Good, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold back down this time. Take that, both hands down to the mat. Step both of your feet back, full breath in. Exhale, slow lower all the way down to your belly. Untuck your toes. Inhale, baby cobra. Just peel that heart and your chest off. And then exhale, lower back down. Retuck the toes and we'll meet back in downward facing dog. We'll take 2 really deep breaths in here together. Full breath in and a full breath out. Take 1 more. Fill up as much as you can. And exhale out. Good. Coming into a new pose, dolphin pose. Getting a little bit more into the back of our legs. Start to come down onto your forearms. So your forearms are now in the shape of an 11. They're nice and parallel. Your middle fingers are both facing forward. Keep actively pressing your heels down. Bend your knees if that feels good. Really engage your core. I'm going to stay where I'm at, but you might want to play with walking your feet in as close as you can. This is sort of a setup pose for balancing all the way into our pincha poses on our forearms. So again, push up and out of your shoulder joints instead of sinking in. 1 more deep breath in here, fill all the way up. And then exhale, take both of your knees down to the ground. Bring your big toes to touch and we'll meet in child's pose. Hips sit back onto your heels. Extend both of your arms nice and long. Let your belly just soften and hang in between your legs and bring your forehead all the way down to a block, to a pillow, or the mat. So come all the way down. We're going to be here for 3 breaths. If it feels better to stay on your forearms, go with that. Wherever you are, really try to tuck your chin and release any tension in your neck or shoulders. 2 more deep breaths here. Good. Taking some side stretches here. Take a full breath in and center. And then exhale, start to crawl your fingers over and maybe even all the way off the right side of your mat. You can always take your left hand over your right and really imagine plugging the left hip down so you feel a nice long stretch in the left side body. Tuck your chin, let your head just hang down in between your arms. Full breath in and out. On your next inhale, start to crawl back through center. And then take your hands all the way, maybe off the left side of your mat. Actively plug the right hip back down. Maybe you take your right hand over your left and then tuck your chin. Just let your head drop down in between your hands. Again, big breath in and a big breath out. Good, inhale. Come all the way back towards center. It's your last moment here in child's pose. So take what you need. Keep that slow, even pace of breath. And then really slowly start to peel your heart and chest up. Crawl your hands back towards your knees and then come into a comfortable seated position all the way down on your mat. We're going to be taking some side stretches with our legs. So if you need to adjust in your space, maybe turn on your mat, whatever feels comfortable for you. And we're going to start by extending our left leg long and really actively try to take it out towards a 45-degree angle. So try not to keep it in front of you because we really want to get into the inside of the leg. Bend up your right leg, so your right knee, and bring the right sole of the foot to the inside of your left leg. Take your left arm and scoop it in front of you so your left palm is on the ground. Inhale, find length in the spine. Lift up the right arm. And then exhale, reach up and over. So keep flexing the left foot. Keep the right arm nice, straight, and strong. And even if you're just moving a couple inches, engage the core. Spin the right shoulder up and back. Imagine sort of cracking your heart and chest open and spinning it up towards the ceiling. Maybe you even gaze up and underneath your armpit towards the ceiling. Keep engaging that core. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good. Inhale, lift all the way up. This is a little bit of some weird cues coming. We're going to stretch our front bodies and our hip. It's okay if you have to kind of take a look at me to see what I'm doing. And take your right hand and then take it back behind you and press your right palm down. Good. Start to inhale, lift your left arm up and over your body, and then come up onto your right knee and press your hips up and open in front of you. So I'm all the way down onto the left sole of my foot. I'm reaching up and back. Deep breath in. And then exhale, come all the way back down to your seat. Good job. And we'll just switch sides. So start by stretching and reaching out the right leg. Bend into the left knee. And your sole of the foot comes into the inside of the right leg. Flex your right foot. Take your right arm and take the right palm down to the ground in front of you. Inhale, lift the left arm up. And then exhale, just a side bend over to the right. So again, instead of thinking about your chest down, try to think about keeping your shoulders over your hips, spinning your heart and chest up towards the ceiling, rolling left shoulder back, and keeping the left arm nice and super strong. So engage the core. Good. One more breath here. Fill all the way up. Stay for your exhale. And then inhale, come all the way back up. And hear those kind of weird cues again into our interesting pose. Take your left hand back behind you, palm all the way on the ground. Inhale, lift your right arm in front of your face, up and over the body, and then come up onto the the left knee. Press the right sole of the foot down. Reach up and back. Keep pressing your hips up and forward. Inhale. And then exhale, really slowly come all the way back down. And we'll end with a straddle stretch. So take both of your legs out wide this time. Flex up both of your feet and try to think about keeping all of your toes pointed up towards the ceiling as well as your knees. If everything starts to collapse in, you might want to think about bringing your legs closer together. Take your hands, come up onto your fingertips in the center. Big breath in. Just thinking about keeping the spine nice and long. Exhale, reaching forward through the crown of the head. Start to hinge at your hips. Maybe crawl your hands forward. You can press your palms down to keep you stable here. If it feels good, you can take your forearms down to the ground. And if you're feeling extra flexy today, but we're still engaging the muscles, take your arms nice and really long and keep pressing your chest down to the ground. Again, pay attention to your feet and your knees. When you find that place where you're feeling a stretch, but we're not feeling pain, tuck your chin. Again, reach long through the crown of the head. Big, deep breath in. And a deep breath out. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Inhale, slowly come all the way up. Collect your legs back together again. You can even sort of wiggle your legs out if you need to release any tension in your hips or the back or the front of your legs. And then bend your knees up and we'll come all the way down to your back. You can even be intentional here. Come down nice and slow. Keep your core engaged. Keep your breath moving. Come all the way down to your back. Squeeze your knees in towards your chest and then just rock side to side on your lower back, releasing any tension that might be there. Just moving slowly, we'll come into some supine twists. So extend your left leg long, squeeze your right knee in towards your chest as much as you can. So sometimes it's good to really build this pressure and the constriction in your joint so that when we finally release it, we're encouraging new blood and oxygen into that space in your body. So keep squeezing the right knee in as much as you can. Full deep breath in. And then exhale, start to guide your right knee up and over to the left side of your body. So you're rolling all the way over onto your left hip. Your knee does not need to touch the ground at all. Start to take your arms out wide. Really focus on keeping your shoulders melted down towards the ground. Take a big breath in. And on your exhale, just try to soften in to the twist here. Good. One more breath in. And a breath out. Good. Next, inhale. Come all the way back towards center. Squeeze both of your knees in. And then extend the right leg long. And squeeze your left knee in towards your chest. And again, we're really trying to give it a good squeeze here. Full deep breath in. And then same thing here on the opposite side. Really carefully guide your left knee over to the right. You may have to scoot your hips over to the left as you roll all the way over onto your right hip. Extend your arms out to a T or a cactus. Make sure that you're melting both of your shoulders down to the ground. Take a deep breath in here. And a breath out, releasing into the twist. Good, we'll take one more here. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Inhale, slowly come back towards center. Squeeze both of your knees in. And we'll take one last pose here, happy baby. I always love to end with that pose. It's a nice hip stretch. Separate your knees out wide. Bend them towards 90 degrees. Flex both of your feet, so press the soles of your feet, and especially your heels, up towards the ceiling. Take your hands behind your knees, and then squeeze your knees down towards your armpits or the ground. If you can reach the inside or the outside arches of your feet and really actively press your feet down. So we're getting into our hips, the back of the legs. If you want to rock side to side, you can absolutely do that. Take one more deep breath in here. One more deep breath out. And then at your own pace, release everything down. And we're going to come into our meditation portion. So if you'd like to take a traditional Shavasana shape, all of your limbs are out long, arms down by your sides, palms facing up. If it feels more comfortable, you can roll over into a fetal position or even come up into a seated position on your mat. I always like to say You can end your practice however you'd like to. If this was where you want to end, then by all means, take the slow time that you need to sort of come out of your practice and restart your afternoon. But we'll be here for another few moments, just here in a guided meditation. So whatever shape you've decided, I will guide you through this meditation and guide you out together. Just try to relax and release here in this space. And we'll start. Begin by finding a comfortable, relaxed position. Allow your body to begin to relax. Breathe in and breathe out. Take a cleansing breath in and breathe out all of the tension in your body. Feel relaxation beginning at the bottom of your feet. It might feel like stepping into a warm bathtub, or it may feel like a tingling sensation, or simply calm and loose. Allow the relaxation to spread over your feet and up to your ankles. Feel the relaxation rising above your ankles, flowing up your lower legs to your knees, continuing up to your upper legs. Allow the relaxation to continue to spread throughout your body, rising now to your hips and pelvic area, to your stomach and low back, to your chest and upper back. Let your upper arms relax, your elbows, lower arms and wrists. Feel the relaxation spread to your hands, relaxing the palms of your hands, the back of your hands, each finger and thumb. Your hands feel pleasantly warm, heavy, and relaxed. Feel your body relaxing further as the area by your collarbones widen. Allow your shoulders to ease back slightly. Allow your upper back to relax even further into your shoulders and your neck. Feel it continue to spread to your chin, the back of your head, your mouth, your cheeks, nose, and eyes. Feel your eyelids heavy and relaxed. Notice your eyebrows release, your ears relaxing, and your forehead. Let this relaxation spread further to the top of your head. Your entire body is now relaxed and calm. Feel it flowing throughout your body from your head to your feet. Take a full deep breath in and a full deep breath out. Take one more here in this space. A deep breath in and a deep breath out. You're always welcome here to stay in this space. If you'd like to close out all together, you can start by whatever shape you're in, keeping your eyes closed and just coming up into a comfortable seated position. Again, allowing yourself to move slowly Inhale, take both arms up above your body. And then exhale, press your hands to your heart center. Thumbs touch your chest, slight tuck of your chin. Take a full breath in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. And just seal in your practice, the fact that you showed up for yourself today. And if you're live, then you've practiced with a handful of us, which is really exciting. And if you've joined us later, you're certainly doing yourself some justice and finding some self-care and time carved out in your day, which is so wonderful. Even if you just joined us for 20 minutes or the full hour. Again, we'll be doing this for the next 3 Wednesdays in May. So I hope that you can continue to join us. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day or your afternoon or night. And you're able to walk off your mat feeling a little bit more relaxed. So again, it was great to practice with you, and I hope to see you next week. Bye, guys.